how to significantly reduce the amount of time that you spend on social media or to quit it altogether. First things first, I'm gonna call out the fact that I'm even having to make this video. And yes, it is crazy that we're living in this society now where you actually have to take time and consideration to think about how you're using the internet and how you're using social media so that it does not ruin your life. The average person spends 2 hours a day on social media. When you add that up over 365 days a year, that's 730 hours. When you divide that by 40-hour work weeks, that comes out to 18 and a quarter full 40-hour work weeks that the average person is spending scrolling through social media. And so I think that the really important question that you have to ask yourself is, what is more important to you? Your goals, your aspiration, your dreams, your visions, the actual relationships that are real in your life, spending time outdoors, your fitness, or scrolling through Facebook. And I think that we all know what the answer is. So why do we spend so much time on social media? And the answer is that social media is addicting. Our animal brains are not fit to handle what happens when we scroll through a social media feed, when we see hundreds and thousands of images of humans' faces and people talking and all this stimulus coming at us. Our brains literally cannot distinguish what that is, and it's hyper-stimulating, it's addicting. And not only is it the time that we're spending on it, but it's also the amount of comparison with other people that takes place while that's happening. And the fact that going on social media, it destroys your brain's ability to focus and concentrate. So when you get off social media, it's way more difficult to focus on the actual important tasks in your life that would really make a difference. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys very simple techniques that I use on my phone, which allow me to use social media dramatically less. And I'm also gonna teach you guys how to quit it altogether. And I think when we think about mobile devices, which is what I'm gonna be covering a lot in this video, it teaches us a lot about what social media really is. So if you guys have noticed, most social media platforms are pushing you towards mobile devices. So Snapchat is only on the phone. Instagram, you can only upload from your phone on Instagram. And this really teaches us the business model behind social media. And a lot of people don't think about this, but the business model behind social media is to get people onto their app and onto their website for as long as possible so they can collect as much data or information on you as possible so they can sell you as many advertisements as possible. And that is the entire business model behind it. And everyone thinks, oh, social media is about staying connected, but that is really why the social media companies are doing what they're doing. And the reason why they want everyone to get onto mobile devices is because they know that people have their mobile phones on them 24/7, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And they know that they can send push notifications to your phone algorithmically when they know that they'll get you, and that you can be in the grocery store line or waiting for a bus or whatever it is, and they know that they can get you on social media and keep you on there for as long as possible. But this is not for you, because you have goals, you have dreams, you have visions, you have things that are really meaningful to you in life, and social media probably is not one of them. So what I found is I've tried using willpower and all these different techniques to use social media less, but the best techniques I've found have been physical ones that I've done on my phone, because I think that we can try to use willpower, but at the end of the day, social media is an addictive thing that you just press one button on your phone and it can lead to hours of using it. So I'm gonna cover each app one by one: Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram. So Snapchat, the first one. Snapchat for me, I did use it a little bit. I didn't use it that much. I would send stuff back and forth with friends, but it really wasn't that meaningful to me. And I actually have an older iPhone, and it was taking up a bunch of space on my phone, a bunch of storage on my phone. And I was like, why am I even using this? I have all these things I want to do. Why am I even spending any time on Snapchat? So what I did is very simple. I deleted the app. And deleting the app is one of the simplest things you can do, because when you delete it, you'll realize that you have so much else going on in life that without seeing it on your phone, without getting into that habitual checking it multiple times a day, you're not even going to think about it. It's gonna completely lose relevancy in your life, and you're gonna gain a ton of free time as a result of that. So I deleted Snapchat. It was an amazing decision. I did that about 8 months ago, and I haven't looked back. Next up is Facebook. So Facebook, I think my experience is probably very similar to your experience. which is that I used Facebook in the past when I was younger, but for the past 2-3 years, what I've noticed on Facebook is that everything I see on there is advertisements. All I see are advertisements, and I see an occasional post from someone that I'm not even very well acquainted with. And it's funny because I used to sometimes post on social media on Facebook, and it was very rare, but I remember when I posted a profile picture, I would get 50 to 100 likes. I would get comments from my actual friends. And recently I actually uploaded a profile picture to change it up. And this was about a month ago. And I think I got like 3 likes on the photo. So what I found is that if you're not posting consistently, or if you're not paying for your posts, then no one's even gonna see it. So what's the point of Facebook altogether? And I think that people have been leaving Facebook in mass quantities. And what I did a month ago is I deleted the app from my phone. So again, this was another amazing decision because you can still use Facebook on the desktop. So if you really need to, you can keep Facebook, you can use it on the desktop. But what I found is once I got it off my phone, I never go on the desktop because you realize that Facebook is pretty meaningless. It doesn't have much importance in your life. Maybe use it for business or something, but if you get it off of your phone, you'll get off of that habitual checking it or seeing it there all the time, and you probably will not even think about it once it is gone. Now, the third one, which is the most important one I'm going to talk about, is Instagram. And I think that Instagram is the most popular social media platform at this time. Now, it's also the most addictive. And most people's opinions towards Instagram, your average person will say, you know, Instagram's pretty cool, I get some value from it, I get to follow my friends, I post cool pictures of flowers or me going out with my friends or whatever it is, and I follow some celebrities, and it's just a good time. And I would agree with that. I think that people do get value from using social media and from using Instagram. I get value from using Instagram. People use it for their business. There's all kinds of factors there. But I think that people rarely consider the costs of using Instagram. And when you weigh up the cost, which I did for myself when I was thinking about, okay, what's the amount of time that I'm spending on it? Is it destroying my ability to focus and concentrate, which it was. It was definitely severely hampering that. And then what was it giving me? So it was giving me a certain amount of value, but for me in my personal life, it was taking way more than it was giving. So I had prayed about this before because I was like, I had tried using basically willpower to use Instagram less, and I succeeded to a certain extent, but I wanted something more permanent. And I knew that if I deleted the app from my phone, then I wouldn't be able to post. And I do photography, and I do like to post on there sometimes. So I didn't want to do that. And I ended up praying about it. An idea came to me, which I'm going to share with you, which I think is genius. So I decided to change my password to something that I cannot remember. And then I wrote it down on my phone and on my computer so I wouldn't forget it if I needed it. And then I logged out of the app and closed the app. So what I did was I created a small barrier to entry where basically if I want to go on Instagram, I still can, but I have to go look up the password, and then I have to enter it in and then log in. And it's kind of a small inconvenience. And what I found is that I've stopped logging in almost all week. And so what I found is I'll log into Instagram once or twice a week. I'll go in there, I'll see, okay, I've got some notifications, I'll answer to some direct messages, I'll maybe post something, and the entire experience is 1 to 5 minutes that I spend on Instagram now. I do not scroll, and then when I'm done, I log out and I close out. And so this has been an absolute miracle for me because I can still have Instagram, but I use it almost non-existently, and it's freed up a ton of time, a ton of energy, and it's really been a beautiful experience getting Instagram out of my life and still having it if I need it, but just getting that barrier to entry there, which makes it more difficult to log in. So that's my greatest recommendation to you is to set up the barriers to entry in your phone, in your life, so that you get on there less. And what I would recommend to phone companies, if you guys are watching this, is I think that a phone company would become fabulously rich if they came out with a phone where you could set rules on it for how much time you could spend on an app in a day, a week, a month. So you could set it up so that on Facebook, you could go on Facebook for 10 minutes a week, and then it would automatically log you out after that. And I think that would be very successful, but I don't really think it's in the interest of most phone companies, but I do think it would work very well. So I hope you guys like this video. Please comment below with your thoughts on social media, what strategies you've put in place to mitigate your time on there so that you can actually enjoy what's really important in your life. And if you guys are new to the channel, for sure hit the subscribe button. I make videos on personal development, minimalism, meditation, and surrendering the ego to God. So if you like those subjects, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.